walk up to the vehicle with the key. It's a full proximity key system, but it doesn't sense the key and start turning on lights like some vehicles. So even when you get close, nothing happens. When we hit the unlock button though, we have an approach light that shines on the side of the vehicle on both sides. The headlights, the tail lights are now on. So yeah, we have a nice light here that allows us to navigate the ground and see what we're doing as we're approaching the vehicle. Now, if we hit the remote start, it's going to flash the lights, start the vehicle, turn on the headlights, tail lights, everything, unfold the side mirrors, and we still have that approach light. So it's basically very similar to the just hitting on the unlock button. It's pretty cool when we remote start it. And watch the tail lights here. Kind of illuminates slowly, goes like a little pattern there, looking pretty nice. When we hit the unlock button, yeah, there we go. You see the light kind of gets brighter, has a little pattern, just like the back. And when we hit the lock button, lock, and then it has that pattern going backwards to show that it's locking. Kind of neat, a little touch there. So the headlight switch has off, parking, headlights, and automatic function. Now when you turn the headlights off, there's still some exterior lights on. Basically the daytime running lights stay on. But if you turn on the electronic parking brake, it'll go ahead and turn off all the exterior lights. So let's go ahead and turn the parking lights on. And we'll go ahead and make sure the fog lights are on as well. Okay, so now they're pretty bright. The parking lights here in the front are basically the daytime running lights. Basically the same lights. I'm gonna turn the brightness down a little bit because it has a pretty cool pattern. It has these two inner little accent lights and then the outer portion illuminated. Looks really good. Then there's a multi-reflector fog light here. See that? Multi-reflector. Yeah, it's looking good. It's blowing out my camera though. So to get any detail, I have to turn the brightness down a lot. But yeah, it looks really neat. There's also an amber side marker here in the front. The taillights wrap around to the side of the vehicle, serving as a side marker. And they're a nice deep red color. Let me turn the brightness down because they look a little orangey, but it's a nice deep red and nice and bright. Tag lights are also on with the parking lights. Turn signal here in the front is amber in color and it has like this little swoopy motion. It starts off bright, kind of here to the left side, and it kind of swoops to the side, looking pretty cool. And it's fairly bright here in the front. And it just kind of replaces that white light with an amber light. Flashes. And nice and clear and visible, I think. There's also a amber turn signal indicator here on the side mirror. Visible from the front, the side, and the back. And the turn signal back here is basically the inner portion, which is just red. So it's not like amber or anything, but it's fairly bright and red in a high position, easily seen. It's actually two lights, so let me turn the brightness down once again so you can see. Now these are also the brake lights. There's a third brake light at the top of the cab as well. And then the reverse lights are just a little light there in the center of the tail lights. They are bright though. They are super bright actually, but they work well. But they're kind of small, but they're bright. Okay, so let's see right here. Let's go to the fog lights. It's on, off. Now the headlights with the fog lights. We'll go to, that's it, low. Okay, there we go. Had the high beams on, there we go. So there's the fog lights, on, off. Headlights, fog lights, all that stuff. And we're gonna look at it driving down the road and stuff. So it's a multi-projector system. And once again, let me turn the brightness down so you can see what's going on here. And all the lights actually illuminate for the low and the high beams. So it's not like it's an additional light. Now there may be additional lights behind the lenses there, the projector lenses, but there's no, just go ahead and it just illuminates everything even with the low beams. It looks really good. And they have a huge potential here for performing good as well. So let's step back here a little ways. And the cutoff, so I'm 6 feet tall, I'm looking directly at the headlights. They're bright, but they're not really blinding me so much. But when I dip down, right there is the cutoff. It's about 3 feet off the ground. So that's where most of the light's going to be, below 3 feet off the ground with the low beams. Okay, so let's go to the high beams here. So there's the high beams, low beams. Fog lights turn off when you turn on the high beams. And from this angle, you may not really see a big difference because it still has the same lights on, but they're in a different position. So yeah, we're going to look at it going out the road, on a dark road actually, and see how well they perform. So there's the cargo light that shines supposedly in the bed. This one has the cover, and it has this light right here as well. Really nice. Illuminates the behind the vehicle. Let's go ahead and drop the tailgate. And you can see that these lights really aren't that bright. So they're supposed to work with the light that's on the back of the cab. But you can see, I mean, it's okay. You can see you can see fairly well in here. But you know, without the cover on, it'd work much better. The inside of the back door, when you open up the door, the approach light turns on. So this light right here, which helps a little bit with seeing the ground, but it doesn't have a dedicated puddle light or anything. There's no pocket lights or anything. Really, the only light on this door, well, there's two lights, one here on the handle, and the other one is here for the power window switch. Other than that, the door is completely dark. So the lights here in the back, just coming from this center dome light and floorboard illumination. And actually, the floorboard is brighter and really helps out with illuminating the back. So when these seats are down, you can see most of the light is in the lap area. It's not really in the passengers' faces, so that's usually pretty good. There's some backlit buttons here. You can see there's USB ports and stuff, but you can see the power inverter is not illuminated. But yeah, these floorboard illumination coming from the floorboard really helps out. I got all my junk in here, but yeah, you can see it helps out a lot when you can see a bright floor instead of a dark abyss, you know. So I noticed when I open up this front door like this, it has this ram emblem that kind of shines on the ground. It's kind of cool. I wish there was a puddle light though. So there's no light here that shines on the ground to show you what you're going to step in when you get out of the vehicle. So it'd be nice if it had a puddle light, but nothing like that. Just that approach light and then that accent, you know, ram light. Okay, so this front door actually has a lot of pocket lights. So we have a light here, lights here in these pockets, here in this pocket right here, a handle light, and then all these backlit buttons here. So that's pretty neat. And once again, floorboard illumination, and the lights here in the center are your main lights in addition to the one in the back. And once again, they shine mostly in the lap and not in the face. So yeah, so I'm sitting in the driver's seat and the interior lights are on. And so yeah, these are designed fairly well where they don't shine in my face. Some vehicles have these lights like too much in the face and not enough in the, or everywhere actually. But what, you know, the driver, if you have the driver's, you know, vision impaired because you have a bright light in their face, it's not good. But yeah, let's go ahead and shut this door. Interior lights fade out. And we're left with the backlit buttons. And then the floorboard illumination gets much dimmer when you shut the doors. And you can adjust this. Let me turn the brightness up on the camera now so you can see what I'm talking about. So yeah, you can adjust the interior lights and everything in the settings. But yeah, we have backlit buttons on the steering wheel. There's all these controls here. The screens look really nice. There's a little bit of flickering going on with these lights here on the side with my camera. It's like really, really hard for me to, some of these lights, it's just hard to get the flicker out with my camera anyway. So you just have to deal with it, I guess. All right, let's go ahead and put the camera, turn this camera here on. Yeah, there we go. Now I gotta turn the brightness down. Let's go right there, and then there we go. So yeah, these camera systems are super clear day and night. It's amazing how high definition, high resolution these cameras are. And hopefully my camera is doing them justice because they look really good. So yeah, and you can also add auxiliary cameras here. So an additional camera. So there's two of them, but there's not one hooked up. But yeah, like let's say you had a trailer, you can set up a camera on the back of the trailer or something like that, or wherever. There's two optional ones, auxiliary cameras that you can hook up to the system. Now there is, let me turn the brightness back up. Right there. Okay, so you can see this light right here. I don't know if you can see that where the keys are. If you follow that up, it's coming from up here. And that's like a little moonlight, kind of helps out with illuminating this area because there's absolutely no lights here. So where the charger is, cell phone chargers, cup holders, this storage cubby right here, all that is completely dark. So that light is intended for this, but as you can see, I got it turned up as high as I can go. And, you know, and unless I artificially turn my camera up, which I already do to some degree, just so you can see what I'm talking about, it's just not really adequate. Same thing with this center armrest. I got my business cards here, but there's no lights in here, completely dark. And then the center console here does have a light, which helps out a lot. I wish all these pockets had lights like this. Because this can slide back. And there's this compartment here, and you can see the lights coming down in there, but it's, you know, it's really not adequate. Like I said, it's just that top light that's coming down, and it just kind of hits it a little bit. So yeah, there's a backlit connectivity buttons there. Glove compartment. You got to be kidding me. All right, Ram, that's it. No light in the glove compartment. Unbelievable. Well, okay. We'll just turn that screen on so you can see that. But yeah, this is getting ridiculous, the whole light in the glove compartment. These compartments should be well lit. This is an expensive vehicle. This is the Limited. It has a lot of, you know, it's supposed to be, you know, more on the luxury end of trucks. And here we are with inadequate lighting. That's not good. So it does have the rear view camera in addition to the rear view mirror. So the rear view camera, it looks great day and night, same thing. All the cameras on this vehicle is very high resolution and very useful. So yeah, we've got some backlit buttons up here, especially the one that turns on the interior lights. That's very important to me. And then you have it, you know, quick reading lights. You can turn on these independently here and here. The HomeLink garage door opener control is backlit illuminated as well. And then the visor has a mirror with lights. They're kind of like a warm light, not overly bright. So that's good. I don't know if you can tell, but actually in the back door, there is a little pocket light, super dim, but when you shut the door and it's really dark, you can see it. So yeah, I was wrong. There actually is a light there in the door, in the back door, similar to the front, but it's so dim I didn't notice it. Okay, so there's the headlight pattern, and there's supposed to be a little bit of a notch on the oncoming lane. So we'll see how that works, but looks like it's working fine now. Looks decent. All right, so there's the high beams. We're going to look at them on a darker road here, but okay, so yeah, the low beams are looking really good. They seem a little bit high, but I guess it's just because, yeah, you see that shadow in the oncoming lane? That's lined up perfectly. Yep, that's looking good. And we can see fairly well with these low beams. You see on the sides of the road, the middle of the road, the distance is good. But they are, I guess because it's a truck, it's a little bit higher, which gives you better visibility, you know. But could potentially cause issues with blinding other people. It depends on, you know, what road you go in. If you're going uphill or something and meet an oncoming car, that kind of thing. But yeah, I like it. I really do like these low beams so far. I like the projector systems that that Ram has. Got keys sliding around. But yeah, these are looking good so far. Really good. Okay, so this is the darker road. Hopefully there won't be too many cars. All right, so there's the low beams, and there's the high beams. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, those are looking really good. The brightness is good. The distance, I can see the trees in the distance. I can see on the side of the road on both sides. The road itself has a little tiny bit of patchiness to it, but not much at all, mostly because the fog lights are off. But yeah, look at that. Hopefully you can see that. The distance is great. The trees are illuminated in the distance. And see, like, so this one is, there's the automatic high beams kicking in, which actually work well on this truck. But yeah, got more cars. But yeah, this road has the trees quite a ways off the road. You know, it's not like too close to the road. So it's a little bit more challenging than the average road because, you know, if things are close to the lights, it of course is going to make it look brighter. So this road has, you know, significant area before the trees. So yeah, it's looking good. And the automatic high beams are working well. And the thing about these headlights, they just shine everywhere. They give you light everywhere. You don't have to have cornering lights. You don't have to have bending, active lights that are moving left and right. They just shine light everywhere. So you don't have to aim them and constantly move them around. There's already light everywhere. You can already see to the side, in the front, distance, everywhere, close, far. So yeah, and also the height is good for, the high beam height is good for like going up a hill, that kind of thing, going up and down hills. So yeah, these are really good headlights. I'm very impressed with them. Yeah. Yeah, even the automatic high beams are working well. So yeah, these are really good. They're on the high end of headlights for me anyway. And yeah, there's a lot. Some vehicles are just disappointed. They're very expensive. Now this one has some disappointments, you know, interior light, but the headlights are definitely impressive. And the you know, the tail lights, headlights. If it had amber turn signals in the back, it'd be a little bit better. If it had interior pocket lights, glove compartment light, that kind of stuff, it'd be better. Maybe some ambient light that's adjustable. Something like that would be cool. But yeah, as it is, you know, I'm impressed with the headlights for sure.
fight through endless fight. Lights in the night, breaking the dark. Through endless roads we leave our mark. Shadows rise, but we don't fear. In the night the path is clear. We ride the storm through endless fight. In this machine we own the night. Night, night. Night, night. Night, night. Night, night. The path is clear.